I'm back home, and we're back for another dip review. Let's go. Hello everybody, Joey Let's Dippin' back here for another dip review. It's good to see you again. A lot of stuff has happened. There's a lot of stuff to talk about in this video. If you don't like my rambly videos, you're going to hate this one because we got a lot to talk about. But first of all, we're going to get kind of right to the chase. This is pretty requested. A lot of people seem to want me to review this. I haven't reviewed it in 3 years. I believe the last time I reviewed it was November 2011, so it's been about 3 years, but we are going to be reviewing Skoal Cherry by request of quite a few people, and I'm excited about it, because, well, we'll talk about it in a bit. But we're going to get right into it. We're going to take a look at the presentation. So obviously it's the modern Skoal can. Up here where there was the honeycomb shit, they added a pinch better since 1934. A pinch better, more like 2 pinches worse. Oh! Metal lid, plastic bottom, typical can. And the date we have is sell by January 25th, 2015. Not the best, not the worst. I'll take it. It's pretty good for Massachusetts. I know you guys love this. Uncracked. So we're going to crack it open right now. And there we go. Beautiful. Tin's nice and full. Looks nice and dark, even though it looks kind of like brown and cam. A little bit. The smell to me is very nostalgic. It's a very nostalgic smell for me. Because I remember when I first started dipping, the first dip I ever tried was Longhorn Straight. Then Redman Wintergreen. Then Grizzly Wintergreen. And then Skoal Berry. And then when I tried Skoal Cherry, it was the dip that said, yeah, I actually kind of like this one. Maybe we're getting somewhere. So I do have to thank Skoal Cherry for that, and because of that, it's a very nostalgic smell. Just a tart cherry smell, but also with sweetness. It's sweeter than it used to be. We'll get into that more later too, along with the flavor. So let's pack a lip. Alrighty, and then we're gonna talk about a bunch of shit. Like I said, we got a nice full tin here, so we're just gonna pack a lip. Pack a lip with me if you so desire. It's up to you, of course, but I know a lot of you guys like to, so there's a decent little lip. Not a huge lip, but it's pretty good. Look at the strings. It's like some Stoker shit right there. Cheers, guys. And, of course, line it up. Since I like to match shit, red, we're going to be spitting in the O Canada Mud Jug, my personal favorite. Hate if you wish, but it's my favorite. So we're going to be spitting in this one today. Anyways, first of all, obviously my trip to Kentucky. I went down on the 28th and came back December 6th, I believe it was. I was originally going to stay till Wednesday, then Thursday, then Friday. I ended up staying till Saturday. So I stayed for 8 days, chilling with my friends, Benz, Jordan, Sean, Ray, all you guys. I want to give a shout out to them. Thanks for giving me a place to stay, all the food, everything you've done for me. I appreciate it. It was a blast. And honestly, I consider it a life-changing experience to see somewhere different and to meet all these people I've been talking to for a year but never seen in person. And just getting out and doing stuff, it was great. And I'd go back in a heartbeat. So that was an absolute blast. I loved it. And when I said Jordan, I was talking about the Bluegrass Dipper. In case you missed it, we made 2 reviews together. Here are the annotations. We did one on his channel and one on this one. I think those reviews came out pretty good, so check those out and check the Bluegrass Dipper out, of course. And so the Kentucky trip happened. There's a possibility of 2 special people coming up here around the 26th. It's not set in stone, so I'm not going to say too much, but there's a possibility of something really cool. But I'm not going to give it away in case it doesn't happen. Anyways, let's move on to the flavor of Skoal Cherry. A classic fruit dip in many people's opinions. I agree. When I first started dipping, I loved the stuff. And then, you know, later on I got sick of it and didn't like it anymore. But then my friend Ben's got a can, and then Jared, Metal Arc Dipper, got a can, and they both said that they must have changed it or something because it's really good. And for me, it's still the same base taste, and it's still very nostalgic, but I do agree that they changed something in it. It tastes sweeter, less tart, and it tastes more like an icy, as Ben's puts it. I agree. You can't really taste the tobacco, but I really like the cherry flavor it has. Actually, I really, really enjoy the flavor. It's a good high dip. I'm just going to say that. Can't really compare it to anything. There's only been a couple cherries. You have this one, you have Silver Creek cherry, and for a while, Red Seal made a black cherry dip, but it must not have done well because it was only out for a year or two, maybe 3, and you don't really see too much on it, and it's discontinued now. So you have this in Silver Creek, and it's not like Silver Creek at all, so I really can't compare it at all. As you can tell, I finally got a haircut and trimmed down the beard. If you saw the reviews I did with Jordan, you saw my hair was getting very long, and I hate that because I have thick hair and it starts to get curly when it's longer, and my sideburns poof out. If you want a good example of that, watch my How to Start Dipping video. You'll see what I mean. So I got it all fucking cut, got this all nice, and it feels great. Feels wonderful. Anyways, moving on. The cut. I don't care if you don't like Skoal or what you're going to say about Skoal. I don't care. I don't think anyone can deny that Skoal's got a good goddamn cut on it. The cut is wonderful. It's your nice, typical long cut. I guess it's the same kind of cut that's on Cope Natural. That's the only cut I can really compare it to. And because it has a good cut, your typical long cut, it packs together great. It pinches together great. I get no floaters from this stuff. This stuff stays fucking put. I guess once in a while I'll grab a pinch and it'll fall apart a little bit, but once I get it in, settle down, everything's fine. There's nothing. Oh! The mystical floating texture, another thing, is that you have the cheap dips like Kayak and Longhorn and all those that have this fake waxy texture to them. Skoal, even if it's the fruit flavors, whatever, it feels like real tobacco still. It doesn't have that fake texture. It has a real tobacco texture. Now for the burn, as you know, I pretty much pack my lips way back here now where the gums are smooth. And if your gums are ever fucked up here, just start packing it farther back, because since your gums are smooth back there, it doesn't give you gator lip, it doesn't really make your gums raw, it doesn't hurt them, it doesn't recede them too bad. That's why I pack back there now. But you hear a lot of people say Skoal cherry burns like hell. When I first started dipping, I would pack it right here, and after a while it would give me a really bad burn because it'd get kind of sandpapery in here. But now that I pack back here, no burn. It's not rough on the gums or anything for me. If I packed it up here still, it'd probably get a little bit rough once in a while, but for me, now, the way I pack, it doesn't. For nicotine, Skoal obviously does not carry much nicotine. Cherry has a little more nicotine than like apple and citrus, but believe it or not, Skoal Berry has the most nicotine of all the fruit dips. Don't know why, but it's the strongest of them. And then I think this one's a little bit stronger than like apple. I don't know that for sure. I seem to get a bigger buzz off this when I was first starting. Now, obviously no buzz. This is a pretty good beginner dip. Like I said, it's the dip where I was like, yeah, okay, maybe I can get into this. It was the first dip that I actually could dip and enjoy. Because as you can tell, when I started dipping, I didn't make the best choices. I kind of went with what was cheap and I thought might be good, but weren't. And this one turned it around. So I guess I can thank this one for a lot. I can thank this one for me dipping so much now. Spit. Now, there's one thing about Skoal Cherry that everyone says, that Skoal Cherry is pretty dry. Even when it's a fresh can. Now, it is drier, I think. And same with peach. They're drier than apple or citrus or berry, in my opinion. But they're still not dry. As you saw, I still get black spit. I'm still spitting a good amount. Even though it looks drier and feels kind of drier, really, to me, it carries the same amount of spit, which is good. So I still get good dark spit from it. And that leads into the lastability. Because it's kind of on the drier side, you'd think it wouldn't last long, but I don't know, man. People say, oh, it runs out of flavor in 5 minutes. Not for me. I can keep a lip of this in for a while. Not as long as like Stoker's Wintergreen, but you can keep it in for maybe 45 minutes, an hour. You can still keep it in for a long time with the flavor, I think. For the aftertaste, I find when you take it out, you kind of get a hint of tobacco, because you don't when it's in, but it's dominated by the cherry flavor. So it just leaves a little cherry flavor in there, but it's nothing too bad. It's not a bad aftertaste. It's just kind of there. And shout outs. Okay, well, we got quite a few. I've been trying to get more rotators in there and help people get more recognition. Instead of 5 per video, I'm going to do 6 or 7 rotators. But obviously the regulars, you have Metal Arc Dipper 99, Tennessee Dipper, had to make a new channel. If you like Tennessee Dipper, go there, subscribe. Rocky Top Dipper, Eric Dips, and the Bluegrass Dipper. And for today's rotators, I don't know how to pronounce some of these. Matthews, Sikierski, something like that. Austin Jackson, XEOSHD, WV Dipper, Trenton Rhodes, and Smashmouth Dipper. Check them all out. And number of subscribers. I knew there was something else I had to talk about. We hit 24,000 subscribers. We are at 24,206. Like I said, I'm still going to do the K videos just every 5K now. And for 25K, I have something very special planned, something you guys have been requesting me to do for years, even since the beginning, before I really got recognized that much. You guys have been asking for it. So 25K is going to be very good. I'm kind of actually excited about this one because it's not going to be as painful as the full tub attempt or anything like that. But I am excited about it. So thank you all so much. I love you all. Keep dipping and spitting, keep cracking and packing. And now it is time for the rating of the classic Skoal Cherry. You know, for a long time, especially if you watch my early videos, for the longest time, Skoal Peach was my favorite fruit dip. And I still like Skoal Peach from time to time, but I gotta tell you, this is my favorite fruit dip of all time. I don't care what you say about fruit dips. I say dip what you want to dip. It's not gonna be my everyday. You know, I'm gonna stick to more mints, wintergreens, naturals for that. But I could see myself dipping this on a fairly regular basis to switch it up, get something a little bit different. So I enjoy Skoal Cherry. In my opinion, it's the perfect fruit dip. I'm giving it a 10 out of 10. Not even going to lie. I'm giving it a fucking 10. I really do enjoy this stuff. It's a good dessert dip. Like I said, it's a good high dip. And yeah, would I dip it again? Absolutely I would. Anyways, that's been the video. Like this video if you like this video. Follow me on Instagram, Joey Leds, and add me on Skype, Joey Leds, and Facebook.com/JoeyLedsDippin94, Twitter @JoeyLedsDippin, all that good stuff. Second channel, Joey Leds Dippin 2. Check it all out. Follow me outside these videos because I'm very active on social media. I like to keep in touch with you guys outside of this little square you're watching right now. But anyways, that's been the review. I will see you in the next one. Take care.